detail what they have done. Forward, march. Ready, fight! Raise it up!
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order! Halt! Forward, march!
Audience, you may be seated.
Ready, seat!
Audience, let's give our honor guard a round of applause for being here today. You may not realize, but the Honor Guard's an all-volunteer unit. Those deputies have other assigned duties and responsibilities, so they're taking time out of their busy schedules to be here today. So it's always worthy of an applause for them to be here, and we really appreciate them taking the time to do that. Once again, welcome to the Ybor City campus. I want to take this opportunity to thank Sheriff Chad Cronister and the entire command staff and the recruitment training staff for allowing us this opportunity to recognize the graduates here today for their accomplishments while they were attending the academy here at HCC. Also want to thank them for taking the time out of their busy schedules to be here today to support us and to support the graduates for a job well done that they've done. And for the benefit of our audience members, before we get into the program, I'd like to give you a little bit of background information about the Corrections Academy so it kind of sets the stage for you as we present some of these awards a little later on. And plus, too, hopefully then you'll have a deeper appreciation for the accomplishments that the graduates have achieved today. The state of Florida requires every correctional officer and detention deputy to complete 420 hours of basic training, regardless of your educational attainment. You could have a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Florida State University. You could have a law degree from the University of Florida or from the Florida A&M University, and it doesn't matter. You still have to attend a basic training program here in the state of Florida. And there's lots of reasons for that. I won't go into those. But it takes 12 weeks to complete the 420 hours of basic training in the Corrections Academy. During those 12 weeks, the cadets must take and pass 12 separate courses on subjects such as legal, interpersonal communication skills, officer safety, intake and release procedures, supervising all of the special populations inside the jail, firearms, defensive tactics, first aid, and physical fitness. And then some of those are going to be leading to some specialized awards. And when they took those practical skills tests, they actually had to score 100% perfect on their defensive tactics skills test, 100% perfect on their first aid skills test, and 80% on their firearms. And we know as human beings how difficult it is to be 100% perfect on anything, and yet these graduates were expected to do that. And not only were they expected to do that, they all achieved that, which is the reason why they're sitting up here on this stage today. So with that in mind, after they've completed that, if that's not enough, then they had to take a state certification exam yesterday afternoon, which culminates everything that they've learned in the academy the last 12 weeks. And I am proud to say that every single one of those graduates passed the certification exam yesterday. So let's give them a round of applause for that. The state of Florida allows the cadets up to 3 attempts to pass it. And fortunately, because of the caliber of the students that we have up here on the stage today, none of them needed those additional tips, and so we're glad for that. So now that you have a little bit better understanding of some of the challenges that they had to go through the last 12 weeks, you'll have maybe a little bit deeper appreciation of some of the awards and the diplomas that we're going to pass out. The other thing is that we want this graduation to be a celebration of all of those accomplishments and all of those challenges that they had to overcome the last 12 weeks. Some of you have lived those challenges probably personally, knowing the late night studying, maybe quizzing them on an exam or seeing them practicing some of their techniques at home. So some of you probably have lived it for the last 12 weeks, so you can understand what I'm talking about. But the reality is they wouldn't be up here today without your support in the audience as well. So because this ceremony is probably more for you than it is for them, because they're living the moment, you're the ones that's been watching and witnessing it. You've earned the right to take pictures, videotape if you want. The Sheriff's Office is live streaming it in the back, but you're certainly welcome to take pictures and videotape if you want. We ask that you just not block the view of somebody sitting beside you or behind you. The other thing is there will be some opportunities throughout this ceremony for you to come forward and take pictures down in the center aisle. So a little bit later in the program, we're going to be passing out some specialized awards that we have hid under the table. And then you'll be able to come down in front and center and get those. And then towards the end of the ceremony, we'll be passing out the all-important diplomas. And you'll be able to come down. The students will have their names called alphabetically as they're listed on the program, so you can track when your graduate's coming up and you can take the pictures. After the ceremony's over with, we're going to remove this table out of the way. We're going to remove the podium out of the way. The graduates are going to come up here on the steps, and they're going to take a class photo. So then you can be able to come down after the ceremony's over with and take a class photo as well. So there'll be plenty of opportunities for you to take a picture of this and keep it for your scrapbook for later memories. Also, too, because in keeping with the theme of a celebration, there are all different types of law enforcement ceremonies. There are very formal ceremonies, there are very solemn ceremonies, but this is really a celebration about the graduates and their accomplishments. So feel free to applaud, clap your graduates today as they're being recognized for their accomplishments. Feel free to smile, clap, hoot and holler and whistle if you want to. You've earned that right because you've been supporting them behind the scenes. And so feel free to do that. This is truly a celebration. We want you to enjoy yourself while you're here and to recognize their accomplishments as well. So at this time, what I'd like to do is introduce the guests that are over here on your stage right. They're to my left. First and foremost, we have Dr. Sean Robinson. He is the president of the Ybor City campus, and he'll come up and say a few words in a little bit. Next, we have Colonel Michael Perotti from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. He's actually the commander of the Detention Department Services. He'll come up and he'll be delivering the keynote speech to the graduates, and we appreciate him being here. Next, we have Deputy Adam Carson from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. He's a firearms instructor. He's also assigned to the training division, and he'll be presenting the Firearms Award. Next, we have Senior Probation Officer Mike Cogdanola from the Department of Corrections, Division of Probation and Parole. He's going to be presenting the Defensive Tactics the Defensive Tactics Award. Next, down there in the blue shirt, we have Driver Engineer Henry Williams from Tampa Fire Rescue to present the First Aid Award. The cadets go through essentially 48 hours of medical first responder training. It's actually a national curriculum that's used nationwide, developed many years ago by the Department of Transportation, used by first responders. And we use Tampa Fire Rescue and Hillsborough County Fire Rescue paramedics to come over and teach that subject area because that's their job. That's what they do. They're the subject matter experts. So we always have one of the instructors to come over and present the award. So we appreciate that Driver Engineer Henry Williams has taken the time to join us today for a law enforcement corrections graduation. Next, down there on the end, we have Master Deputy Stephen Bullard, who serves as the class coordinator for the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office Training Unit. He's been our liaison between Hillsborough Community College and the Sheriff's Office. He's been their immediate supervisor. He's been our go-to person here at the college, and he's going to come up and then he's going to be presenting the academic award, and he's also going to be reading and introducing the graduates today when they receive their diplomas from the campus president and Colonel Perotti. And I would just like to take this opportunity to thank Master Deputy Bullard for all of his hard work. And every time we needed something, we were able to pick up the phone and call him. He was right there. And also all of the other members of the training unit. Major, You know, you have an outstanding unit. Every time we pick up the phone, we need something, they're there for us. We wouldn't be able to deliver these graduates here today without their support behind the scenes. So I want to thank all of them, including Deputy Carson, for being here and doing firearms. There's just many of them behind the scenes that help us out. So at this time, what I'd like to do is introduce our next speaker. Our next speaker is Dr. Sean Robinson. He has served as the Ybor City Campus President at Hillsborough Community College since September of 2007. And I can remember when he joined our family at HCC, because I think within the week of him being here, we had our first law enforcement graduation, and he was thrown into the fire as one of the speakers. But prior to joining HCC, he was employed at Valencia Community College in Orlando for over 15 years, where he served in a variety of different capacities and leadership positions there. But more importantly, since he's been in Tampa and he's been a part of the Hillsborough Community College executive staff, he's been active in our local community, trying to make it better. He currently serves on a number of boards. For example, he serves on the Ybor City Chamber of Commerce, where he's the secretary, the Ybor City Development Corporation. He was the past chair of that organization. The Early Learning Coalition of Hillsborough County, where he is the vice chair. Additionally, Dr. Robinson is a member of the Tampa Kiwanis Club Foundation Board of Directors and the Kiwanis Club of Tampa Board of Directors, where he is currently the president-elect. Have you officially taken over as the president? So it's now president. Dr. Robinson holds a Bachelor's of Science degree in Mathematics Education, a Master's of Education degree in Mathematics Education, and a Doctorate of Education degree in Curriculum and Instruction from the University of Central Florida. It's not uncommon for college presidents and university presidents to have their doctorate degrees, but one of the things that separates Dr. Robinson from some of his other peers is that he has an additional degree that many do not. He holds a Juris Doctorate degree from Florida A&M University College of Law, and he is a member of the Florida Bar. So without further ado, let's have Dr. Sean Robinson, Esquire, come up and say a few words to the graduates.
Thank you all, and welcome again to the HCC Ybor City campus. Congratulations to you, officers, deputies, gurus of the jail. Today's presentation for me is mostly for the graduates, but there may be an audience participation point, so pay attention for that. Graduates, you have an obligation. There are many important characteristics for good detention and corrections officers, but a few stand out among the most important. The first is empathy. Displaying a sincere feeling of concern is almost as important as how you handle the technicalities of the situation. Vigilance. Years ago, your job was risky. Today, it's downright dangerous. The worst event can happen when you least expect it. Never take anything as routine or for granted, or you will invite danger. You might have a terrorist or a potential radical in your cell. Constant vigilance does not guarantee that you will go home at night, but it will increase your odds. Professionalism. From this point on, you're going to live your life in a fishbowl. People will watch what you do and say, even when you're not in the uniform. Pay close attention to what you write, because it will become public record. Your actions or lack of action can have a profound physical, emotional, and financial impact on the lives of many. If you choose the low road even once, it will cast a negative light, not just upon yourselves, but upon your family, friends, and the sheriff's office. Your badge and uniform are signs of authority. Use them properly. Training. The will to survive is only as good as the will to train to survive. Completion of your training at HCC is just the beginning. Continue to stay on top of your game. Relationships. In this business, many times it's more important to build and keep relationships than anything else you'll do. You'll have to gain loyalty, build trust, and earn respect from those you work with and those you work for. Get a life. Stay connected to your real life. Now, family and friends, this is your chance to do the audience participation. Before you turn them over to the sheriff's office and HCC, they had a life, right? What was some of the stuff that was part of their life? Beach days. Hey, it's nice weather, right? Florida, sunny Florida. What else? Basketball, exercise, not just running up and down 7th Avenue with your whatever for the physical endurance that Mike got you doing. What else?
Going to church.
Going to church, your faith. That minister needs to see you. Maybe that Sunday school class you had. What else?
Traveling.
Traveling. All right, I know you're in the police car driving around. That's not traveling. All right, what else? Disney. Family time. There's some kids in the audience probably need some diapers changed too. There's probably some yards that these folks out here mowed while you were studying. All right. Remember what your real life was? And family and friends in the audience, some of you having a hard time remembering what that was too. Please go back and think about those things. Look at some old pictures and try to bring them back, because it's very important when you get off your shift to get back to your real life. Because you're going to see and hear a lot of stuff, all right? And they don't need it necessarily. They want you. And you're going to need that so you can stay balanced. And it's very important. So make sure you remember to thank them for all they did to get you here. And family and friends, thank them for what they're doing, because they're protecting us out there. Graduates, before I move on, I'd like for you to actually give an applause. Thank them, your family and friends, whether they're here or not. Show your great appreciation for everything they did to get you to this point. Now, if that wasn't enough of a thank you, let them know later. So if you have a gift ready or a nice lunch or dinner or something like that, but thank you very much for showing your appreciation. And in closing, I'd like for you to recruit those to be alongside you who have the high morals and values that you do. Those you can trust to have your back when you need them. Those who will be great public servants like yourselves in the sheriff's office. Congratulations.
Okay, let me introduce our next speaker. Colonel Perotti is a third-generation Tampa native. After serving the sheriff's office as deputy chief legal counsel, so there's a connection between him and Dr. Robinson, he obtained his certification and was promoted to the rank of major in 2010. In 2013, he assumed command of Jail Division I, which includes the Orient Road Jail, Records and Classification, the GPS and Criminal Registration Units. He supervised a sworn and civilian staff of nearly 500 employees. In 2017, he was promoted to the rank of Colonel of the Department of Detention Services. He's also a graduate of Tampa Jesuit High School. Colonel Perotti also earned his Bachelor of Arts degree from the University of Florida, so go Gators, and he went on to obtain his Juris Doctor degree from the University of Florida College of Law. In 2013, he attended the Senior Management Institute for Police, sponsored by the Police Executive Research Forum, or PERF. In 2014, he also attended the Federal Bureau of Investigation's Florida Executive Development Seminar. So let's give a warm welcome for Colonel Perotti to come up and say a few words.
So first and foremost, thank you, Doctor, for the kind words of wisdom. I was very relieved to know that while I agree wholeheartedly with every recommendation you gave, I did not plagiarize any of them. So the pressure's off now at this point. I've got a separate set to give to everybody.
That sounds like a lawyer.
Making sure we're clear.
Disclaimer.
Yes.
So good afternoon. Again, I'm Colonel Perotti. I'm the commander of the Department of Detention Services. It is sincerely a pleasure to address our graduating class here today as they complete the first segment of their journey toward becoming Hillsborough County Detention Deputies. Again, welcome to all the family and friends that are here in support of them and in support of the men and women sitting over to the left there, because your support does matter. Your belief and faith in both these young individuals as well as the ones whose footsteps are following in does have meaning and purpose for us, and thank you for that. Today's a good day. It's an important day. It's a day to celebrate. It's a day to enjoy because you've reached a milestone. You know what I'm going to say next, right? It's just the beginning. What lies ahead will be every bit as challenging and then some. But with great challenge comes great reward. The kind of rewards that only come from dedicating yourself to a life and to a career of purpose. I know, as everyone else here does, you all did not find yourself here simply seeking a job. At least I hope that's not the case. If you did, rest assured, our agency, this career will ask far too much of you. No matter what words you use, no matter what feelings you express when you were asked, you're sitting here today because you wanted, you needed to be part of something bigger than yourself. You are compelled to serve, compelled to protect. Serve whom? Protect whom? The answer is simple. Anyone, everyone is who we serve and protect. And how are you going to do that? Well, we have it in big gold letters emblazoned across the front lobby entrance wall at Orient Road Jail. You all also have it on your cadet cards. We do it with honor, integrity, fairness, trust, confidence, loyalty, and dedication. And trust me when I tell you, living a life of service by those terms takes tremendous courage. I'm not talking about the courage to go into harm's way. I'm talking about the courage to live a life of conviction for what you know is right. It won't be easy. It will not always be fun. But it will have purpose. It will have meaning. And you will make a difference. This is a career that you're setting upon that's a marathon, not a sprint. As any good runner knows, those 26.2 miles, they're not all the same. Some hurt a little bit. Some are a struggle. Module and FTO will come next for them, and your understanding of the agency is going to grow exponentially over that time. Then the real race will start. Grinding long hours, moments of excitement, moments of fear, moments of sadness and joy, triumph, maybe some long, peaceful, dare I say, dull moments in between. Supervisors you love, supervisors you don't. Assignments you wanted, and others not so much. Aspirations and goals that you accomplished, and maybe a few you missed. But if you truly give of yourself to the agency, to the community we serve and protect, and draw strength from each, you will overcome, you will cross that finish line, and you're going to love it. So as you take the next step in your journey, I'm going to offer you a couple small notions of what I believe are some of the ingredients you need to succeed. First and foremost, passion. It should ooze and drip from everything you talk about with your life and your career in this agency. It is what will get you through adversity when things are difficult. Patience. Not everything happens on the timetable you wish it would. Not every citizen that you try to assist will appreciate it as much as you wish. But it'll help you weather all the things you can't control. Poise. Because we have to be at our best when things are at their worst. Perseverance. It's a marathon, remember? And pride. Pride in everything we do, everything we say, everything that we believe to our core, represented by this, which is sacred, which you must protect, each and every day that you wear it, and when you don't. In this life, in this career, we can't choose the outcomes. We don't get to control all the opportunities ahead. There's no map. There's no answer key. This life of service, in fact, to some extent seems nothing more than an endless hallway with a bunch of doors on it to other hallways, perhaps. Some doors may open, some may close, some may be easy to get through, others may seem impossible. You thought you were going to walk through one door and instead, poof, another one appeared, and you found yourself someplace else. All beyond your control. That's life. And it's okay. All that matters, you walk the hallway. You walk it with passion, patience, poise, perseverance, and pride, and you're ready. You're ready for doors to open. And when they do, walk forward. A couple more months, some more training, God willing, you'll be sworn in by Sheriff Chad Chronister. Your family and friends will once again be around you, come forward to pin the badge on you, and that star. It'll be the beginning. It's that day, that awesome day. It's another chapter in your story. And everything that I'm relaying, that everyone is hearing today, I promise will still ring true on that day. Your courage, your honor, your passion, your dedication will come to bear for all of the community to behold and to celebrate. Today we get a little celebration in the meantime. And so I'll just leave you with this final thought. It may be that a single deputy cannot change the world. But I know for a fact that one can change a moment. And sometimes that moment is all that matters. Congratulations, graduates.
Thank you, Colonel. Okay, it's my honor and pleasure to introduce the leaders of Corrections Class 1802 and congratulate them for a job well done. As I call your name, would you please rise and remain standing for the audience to recognize you. First Squad Leader, Cadet Julia Canoff. Please applaud them and recognize them for their hard work. Second Squad Leader, Cadet Austin Downey. All right, third Squad Leader, Cadet Guimarães. Next, Class Vice President, Isaac Klee. And Class President, Cadet Lauren Smith. You may be seated. And at this time, I would like the Class President, Cadet Lauren Smith, to come forward and deliver her speech on behalf of the class.
Good afternoon. It is such an honor to be here today. First and foremost, we thank our Heavenly Father for allowing us all to be here on this special occasion. We also thank Sheriff Chronister, Chief Lazinski, and the command staff for being here. To our instructors, the training division staff, and Hillsborough Community College staff, thank you for your support and patience as we complete the first step of our goal of becoming deputies. We truly appreciate everything that you have done for us and recognize that it was not easy. On July 30th, 2018, as we walked into Pine Brook Training Center, none of us knew what to expect or what challenges lie ahead. One thing we were taught from day one is that we are a family. And it sure did not take long to feel that way. No matter what happens in the future, we know that we are always going to be there for each other. As we continue on this journey, there is no doubt that we will face challenges which will allow us to utilize all of the skills and knowledge that we have gained during this training process. As we continue to grow together, let us never forget all of the sacrifices that we have made in order to fulfill our dreams. Let the faith that guided us during this process continue to carry us day by day as it did during the times that we prayed for each other. On behalf of our class, I would like to thank our friends and families for their continued support, encouragement, and understanding. As we continue on through the next 8 weeks towards the completion of our training, I wish each and every one of my fellow classmates continued success. At this time, I would like to close by presenting Mr. Meeks with a plaque to say thank you to him for all that he has done for our class.
For the benefit of our audience, we hang these in our training facility down on the Public Service Technology Building. So if you ever get the opportunity to come to the training facility, you'll see that. It's kind of interesting that when the officers return back for advanced and specialized training or meetings, one of the first things they usually kind of go to is back to their class photos or their class plaques to find them from 20 years ago, 15 years ago. And then you start to hear them talking about, hey, maybe the hair's a little thinner, a little grayer, or I'm a little heavier. But it's interesting that they always seem to go back to the plaques. So I'm sure this class will be no different when you come back at some point, either as instructors or supervisors or taking advanced class. You'll be looking for this, and it'll be proudly hanging in our facility for many years to come. So thank you on behalf of HCC. Appreciate that. Now we're getting down to the good stuff. And now for the presentation of the specialized awards. During the course of the 12-week academy, there have been many opportunities for the cadets to excel and set themselves apart from the other cadets in the class. While we are here to recognize and celebrate all of those who have successfully completed the academy, we would like to take this opportunity to recognize several cadets who've excelled in different areas of instruction. And so you'll know, if you've noticed up here, we've kept this little banner on the table. The graduates who are going to be receiving these specialized awards in a few minutes do not know that they're receiving the awards. We've tried to keep them hid today under the wraps. I'm going to be removing the tablecloth here in a second, so as long as they haven't peeked under the tablecloth this morning, they're going to be surprised. You may even see a few looks of shock because maybe they weren't expecting to receive the award, which I think even makes it more exciting when you get to see their expressions to do that. The first award that's going to be presented this afternoon is the Firearms Award. And it's also known as our Top Gun Award that goes to the best shooter. Here to present the award is Firearms Instructor Deputy Adam Carson from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office Training Division.
Good afternoon. The Firearms Top Gun Award is given to the cadet whose proficiency scores achieve the highest overall shooting qualification level for the academy class. Combining scores from daytime and subdued light shooting, for class 1802, there were actually 3 Top Gun Award winners. Each winner scored a perfect 48, 48, and 36 on the qualification course. The Top Gun Awards go to the following cadets: Ybor, Guimaras, stand by. Marcus Marichek, and Ryan Washington.
We'll do one at a time, and that way you can photograph it. All right, let's give them another round of applause. Just so you'll know in the audience, there's no limit to how many specialized awards that we can hand out. There are no restrictions, there's no quotas. But we typically only hand out 1 award for each category, so it's very unusual for us to give out 3 Top Gun awards. But they've earned it, they shot perfect scores, so congratulations to all of them. Our next award is the Defensive Tactics Award. It's probably one of our more challenging courses. I would say the graduates would say 80 hours, physically demanding, mentally challenging. And here to present the Defensive Tactics Award is Senior Probation Officer and Lead Defensive Tactics Instructor Mike Hogdanola.
Congratulations, cadets. I enjoyed my time here. I look forward to seeing you in the jail, and I more than that look forward to seeing you come back. I heard people talk about continuing training, so definitely come back and continue advanced specialized training, and maybe you'll be teaching in the near future too. The Defensive Tactics Award is presented to the cadet who has shown the highest level of proficiency skills combining assertiveness and professionalism throughout the course. We have the cadets for 80+ hours. We learn unarmed self-defense, how to take control of people offensively as well as, God forbid, they become victimized, how to defend themselves. We talk about less than lethal weapons, so we have a good time with the cadets. By the unanimous decision of the instructor team evaluating Class 1802, the Defensive Tactical Award goes to Cadet Gage Reisner.
The next award to be presented is the First Responder Award. Here to present the First Responder Award is First Responder Instructor and Driver Engineer Henry Williams from Tampa Fire Rescue.
Good afternoon. It is my distinct honor and privilege to say congratulations, and on behalf of the First Aid Cadre, tell you guys congratulations. The First Responder Award is presented to the cadet who not only demonstrates a high level of proficiency during the applied practical medical emergency medical evaluations, but also ranks the highest combined scores for both CPR exam and the medical first responder exam. For Class 1802, drum roll please. This award is presented to two cadets, which is like Director Meek said, is relatively unique. The two cadets who tied identical test scores, 100%, they were on opposite ends of the room, so there's no problem there. We have Cadet Isaac Klee. And Cadet Jeremy Hernandez Arroyo.
The Academic Award is the next award to be presented. It's based on the highest grade point average for the 12 comprehensive examinations that I mentioned earlier. To present this academic award, Master Deputy Stephen Bullard from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office Training Division and their class coordinator is going to come up and present the academic award, as well as recognize our top GPA students as well.
Good afternoon, everybody. Before announcing the first winner, I'd like to recognize these cadets who have also achieved outstanding academic averages and were among the top 5 in the class. When I call your name, please, would you remain standing? In 5th place with a combined GPA of 94.16, Cadet Lauren Smith. In 4th place with a combined GPA of 94.5, Cadet Austin Downey. In 3rd place with a combined GPA of 95.16, Cadet Gage Reisinger. And in 2nd place with a combined GPA of 96.66, Cadet Isaac Klee. And Julie Knopf. Okay. Thank you. You may be seated. And now for the first place academic winner for class 1802, the cadet with the highest GPA collectively for the class at 97.166. That goes to Cadet Jesus Smith.
So what did you think about those GPAs? Impressive, huh? 97% out of 100. That's almost perfection. Congratulations to all of our outstanding academic students for doing that. Their Merit Award is the last award that's going to be presented this afternoon. It's presented to the cadet who demonstrates an overall outstanding level of academic achievement, individual professionalism, and skill throughout the entire training program. Where all of the other previous award winners were based on them excelling in one specific area like firearms or defensive tactics or first aid or academics. This is a culmination of everything that they've done in the academy to include not only their GPAs, but their performance in the skills areas, their attendance, their attitude, everything. There's actually 10 different criteria that we use to select this recipient. And it's my pleasure to present the Merit Award for Class 1802 to Cadet Jesus Smith. I think you looked a little shocked. Congratulations. Good job. At this time, I'd like to ask Master Deputy Stephen Bullard to please come forward so we can prepare for the graduation. Gentlemen.
We're not that part of the ceremony where we're going to present 1802 with their certificates. Please rise.
And audience members, if you'd like to come down as your graduates are being called, feel free to come down and stand next to the Sheriff's Office photographer and you can take some pictures as well.
Tori Nicole Ball. Joshua David Bauer. Benjamin John Brehan. Ricardo Alberto Burgos Vargas. Edward John Campbell. Catherine Jenneth Carabala. Carbajal. Isaac Clee. Austin Tyler Downey. Joseph Emmanuel Faulkner. Guimar Guimaraes. Alexander John Harrison. Jeremy Hernandez Arroyo. Tony Jacob.
Right. Good. Ready? 6.
Julia Grace Knopf. Brian Lee. Jacob Curtis Lemire. Marcus Allen Marisick. Christopher Todd McKee, Jr. Caleb Purnell. Jorge Alejandro Ramirez. Gage Michael Reisinger. Ebony Smith. Jesus Smith. Lauren Ashley Smith. Christopher Vasquez. Francesca Olivia Vizcaya. And last but not least, Ryan Edward Washington.
Doctor.
Right. Face. Ready. Cease.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the graduates of Corrections Academy Class 1802. Let's give them a round of applause. Okay, as we're winding down this ceremony this afternoon, we're going to remove the table and the podium out of the way. The graduates are going to come over here for a class photo. Please feel free to come forward and do that. Immediately following the ceremony, we have some light refreshments in the lobby. Feel free to help yourself for those. And thank you for coming out this afternoon, and we really appreciate your support, so thank you very much. Class president, you have one final order to do. You need to dismiss your class.
Fall out.
You need to work on that. You can't fall out unless you're at the position of attention.